to us is that one big adventure.
We were a nobody then.
Of course, the guys are cute.
They knew they were probably going to the biggest opportunity of their life.
These boys, you know, should be and want to be respected as actual, for real artists.
Nick seems to be the heartthrob of the group.
We've come this far. How far can we go?
They're so hardworking and they started so young. There's nowhere to go for them but up.
We're trying to make music for everybody to listen to.
Charlie says,
"Are you ready for the Prodigy Posse?"
Yeah, hi, we're the Prodigy.
We try and bring different styles together, all my favourite styles, to make the Prodigy music.
They hit the time absolutely right.
As an outfit, you know, they're perfect.
The Prodigy are really a tough band.
10 out of 10.
I thank you!
Back in the day, there was no Def Jam.
Yo, Lee, what's up, man? Run DMC, man. We ready to rock the house.
The dancing, prancing, all the fans.
It was in us. It was time to let that go.
It's like that, y'all. But we don't quit.
You keep on.
Rock shot, cause this is it.
All world.
What's the matter with you?
Well, my Adidas walked through concert doors and roamed all over Coliseum floors.
Are you and DMC complete?
Well, I never.
Well, now you do.
Not bad, meaning bad, but bad, meaning good.
Hi, I'm Chesney. I'm the youngest of the group. I'm a Libra, and I come from London.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I was born in Canada. I'm raised in England. Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm Natalie's sister, and I'm a Sagittarius.
Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm half French, and I'm an Aries.
We're four girls doing our thing, keeping it real, and we're all saints.
Ever since friends Mel Blatt and Shaznay Lewis got together with sisters Nick and Nat Appleton to release their first single, I Know Where It's At, their band All Saints have been zooming down the road to pop superstardom. They've managed to combine great songs, soulful voices, slick moves and a cool street style to make the band the hottest foursome around. But their success is no accident. It's been built on careful planning, real talent and a genuine passion for a sound that has brought the All Saints awards and chart success around the world.
Meeting All Saints was incredibly exciting.
They were actually really chuffed about the success that they've had.
I like All Saints.
Because this is
not like that.
It was like the most outrageous kind of celebrity go-round.
All Saints in the house.
They are really good looking and attractive and the music's cool.
All Saints.
All Saints. They're the All Saints and they're just great. Great.
All Saints, welcome!
Thank you very much.
4 girls in the sofa, first time. I'm shaking.
They're more like us. They're more ordinary, and they're not like tarty or anything like that. They're just everyday singers that they dance well, they dress nicely, they've got good voices, and they look good.
They are fantastic pop stars, and yet a lot about them is quite sane and quite normal. You know, they wear combat pants, they wear trainers, they wear regular tops, they kind of hang loose, they eat pizza. You know, they keep it down, they keep it real.
Keep it real, just do what you want to do, what you feel you want to do. Don't do anything for the money.
The All Saints are just doing it for themselves. They're doing their singing, they're doing it for themselves.
This word real keeps coming in because they're not trying to disguise anything. There is that real acceptance of self that is important, especially for teenage fans, when you're at quite a difficult time where you can't really accept yourself and find it difficult to do that. And All Saints just send a really strong message of, well, accept yourself for whatever you are.
They're sending out the signals like it's okay to be a single man and still be famous and still sing and do what you want to do. And it's okay to be having a baby and still dancing on top of the pops.
Yeah.
Their music is real too. When you listen to an All Saints song, it's not just 4 girls singing, it's like they're telling you something about themselves.
I think for us to go in the studio and sing a song that's written by somebody else, people who, you know, it's not real, it's not coming from you. It doesn't matter how well you sing it. We'd rather just write the songs ourselves. It tells a story within ourselves and gives everybody who's writing our stuff, gives them a bit of information about us, from us.
You know, the lyrics to All Saints songs are full of like heartbreak, breakup, and even better, like booty call, about, you know, a fairly grown-up desire for sex. You know, it's quite tempting to read the All Saints album as a kind of like just 17 problem page come diary of a young girl in the city, you know, like first flat, first shag, first broken heart, you know, learning to deal with condoms and boys and just grown-up responsibility and grown-up tears.
All in the songs is like hidden messages for like what we're actually going through, so I think that's how it relates to us.
As Goldie said recently, you know, they're from round the way. They're just girls that you can believe in.
Mel and Shaznay are from the same part of London as Mark Morrison, JK of Jamiroquai and Des'ree.
Okay, let's get to business. All Saints, the name.
Yeah, All Saints the name. Basically it came from the road where Shaznay and myself, we met about 5 years ago.
It's a road.
And it's a road in West London.
In London?
Yeah.
You're from London? You live in London?
Yeah.
So that's where you took the name?
Yeah, the studio where we used to record a lot.
Okay.
It's on All Saints Road.
Well, Melanie and Shaznay started the group about 4 years ago. They met in the studio. They're both doing session work for other artists.
And we kind of got together, we got along, just started jamming, and we decided to take it seriously and do it seriously.
And they got together because they liked each other's sound and they thought they could, you know, work well together. 2 years after that, Melanie bumped into Nick and me.
And we'd always been looking for more vocalists, but we didn't want to audition anybody or advertise because that's not how we met. But she's known Nick and Nat for 10 years. They all went to school together and were best friends for a year and then left school, and the girls went to live in the States for a while and they went to live in France.
And we hadn't seen each other for about 8 years. We got back together, we met 8 years later, and Mel said join the group as they were looking for more harmonies and stuff, and they wanted a different feel and maybe some more influences, and we all got together.
Thank you very much. Let's go.
In a very short time, Shaznay, Mel, Nick and Nat have become huge stars and top charts across the world, but somehow they keep getting compared to the Spice Girls.
I guess you're being compared all the time to all the other acts coming up, like, of course, Spice Girls.
I know you don't like the word Spice Girls.
Separate yourself from Spice Girls.
I mean, you have to kind of judge All Saints from the perspective of the Spice Girls.
Everybody's trying to make this rivalry thing between us and the Spice Girls, and it's like, I'm not interested in it at all.
Like Oasis Blur.
Yeah.
So the thing about Blur and Oasis, they caused their own rivalry because they badmouthed each other all the time in interviews. We've never prompted anybody to start this rivalry. It's other people, which is why it's upsetting, because we don't prompt anything.
We're just getting on with what we got to get on.
Yeah, and the Blur and Oasis situation, they started it off. So whatever happened, whatever rivalry, it was up to them. If they wanted to be in competition with each other, then fine. But when it comes to like press and journalists that just want to sort of start a fight between us, that's when it's like, it's not fair.
It's a pain in the ass because it means we have to plug them every time we do an interview about ourselves. We have to talk about them. Do you know what I mean? But they're good at what they do. They're good at what we're good at what we do. It's two different things, really. The music's totally not the same.
That's true, but some people still think there is a connection.
The Spice Girls came first. The Spice Girls kind of sold millions and millions and millions first. And the way the record industry works is once someone's sold like millions doing a thing, they'll want loads of other people to come along and do the same thing. So the Spice Girls kind of like opened the floodgates for a new wave of girl bands. But the game with the Spice Girls versus All Saints is that All Saints had to be different from the Spice Girls. You can't be exactly the same. So whereas the Spice Girls are kind of like, they're cool, they're like Josie and the Pussycats, they're like kind of cartoon characters. Every one of them is kind of like hyper real, plastic. That's why they make such great dolls. All Saints' game is, well, we ain't hyper real, we're real. We ain't plastic, we're kind of flesh or human.
Well, the All Saints are better than the Spice Girls. Other than just everything about them, the way they dress, the way they sing, it's just, the Spice Girls, they've got, it's not just their music anymore, they've got products behind them like Impulse and the Pepsi adverts and everything.
They're just doing too much advertising, whereas the All Saints are just doing it for themselves. They're doing their thing and they're doing it for themselves. They're not trying to blag off everything else.
I mean, you get the sense with the Spice Girls that they're not going very deep, and they're deliberately not going very deep. But when Shaznay sings Never Ever, you feel she's really gone through it. She's really gone through that experience, and I think a lot of female fans can empathise with that.
We were the first sort of big thing to come out since the Spice Girls, so people thought straight away, oh my God, they're coming out to like compete. It's like, no, we've been doing this a long time, and we started the group like before the Spice Girls were even thought of, so there's no rivalry going on there. Trust us.
So, what sort of music is it that inspires the All Saints?
Rap. Stevie Wonder, Oasis, Chaka Khan, Prodigy,
I like Tina Turner,
Puff Daddy,
Prince,
hip hop, Aretha Franklin, and old school rap.
Disco.
I like Disco Inferno. That's one of my favorite disco songs.
Now likes to burn, baby, burn.
We all appreciate good music at the end of the day, and we all have pretty much different tastes and accept and appreciate each other's tastes. And I think what we just tried to do was bring in each other's influences into the music and make it our own. We didn't want to just be pop, we didn't just want to be R&B, we didn't just want to be rap. We all like those categories of music, and we just decided to bring it all in.
I suppose one of my preconceptions was that they might be a manufactured band in the tradition of the Spice Girls, but I was quite pleased to discover that they really do have their own minds, and they do have a lot of input into the music. Shaznay, for instance, she's very much the prime mover in terms of writing the lyrics, and she's got a real hold on the music, and she and Carl Gordon, the producer, have quite a special relationship when it comes to the music. And she's quite a self-confessed workaholic. I mean, she works constantly and focuses really hard on the music.
As soon as we got together, we got in the studio as a foursome. We started to establish our own sound and what we were going for and what we wanted to do. We worked out what producers we wanted to do stuff with, and we just got on with it, really.
They've got some established producers working with them. They've got people like Nellie Hooper working with them, Cameron McVeigh, people who have a track record, who are known for work. I mean, Nellie Hooper worked with Bjork, and Cameron McVeigh has worked with Nana Cherry, and so in terms of the music, they've just got more credibility. Actually, it's not just churn them out hits.
Cameron heard Never Ever and wanted to work with us and wanted to do some stuff, and we met him and we sat down, we had a really nice cup of tea, and he listened to like a lot of tracks off the album that we had done, and he really liked our whole vibe and liked what we were about, and we could kind of see where he was coming from, and he made it clear that, you know, he wanted to do music that fitted in with our other stuff, and that was cool, so we just got on with it, and he's a really nice guy.
And you have another producer as well?
Carl Gordon?
KG, yeah.
KG, he's like one of our best friends as well, so we got a big package with him.
I hate calling him our producer. He's actually, he's actually our friend. I wouldn't call him our producer. We work well together, and we jam together and do good stuff.
So who do the Saints really want to work with?
I'd say Puff. Yeah, Puff Daddy. But even then, I don't think it would sort of, unless he would be willing to adapt himself also to our sound. Yeah, it wouldn't work. If it was just him doing his stuff and us singing over a track, it wouldn't be right. But he's just doing it at the moment. He's cleaning up. So
I'd like to do a duet with Method Man. Method Man, if you're out there, call me on 555-410-21212.
That's a party line, by the way. I'd like us one day to do a nice duet with Boyz II Men.
Oh yeah,
I think that would be cool.
You like them?
Yeah, it'd be cool. As far as male and female, it'd be cool to do. That way we can all, it could be boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, and we can all sing together.
Boys to woman, boys to woman,
boys to woman, boys to woman, boys to woman. Oh, imagine, men to women, men to women.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Well, as one of my influences growing up was rock, the girls thought it'd be fair that I had a track with strings in it, with a bit of rock in it. And our producer at the time, I said, can you get us a track with strings in it? So he did. And it had the theme of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It wasn't like this exactly the same backing track. And it had the guitar strings that were the same. And the more and more we listened to it, the more we heard Under the Bridge. So we thought, because I was originally going to cover it myself, write my own lyrics to the track, and we ended up covering it by changing the melody.
Do take risks. I mean, for instance, Under the Bridge, a song about coming off heroin, I thought that's really near the knuckle. It's very dark, it's very gritty, and they're taking a risk there in terms of their image, in that their image is not just sweet and nice, and it's quite confrontational. There's a bit of aggression there.
Although they've had chart success, that's not what they're after.
But what's important to us is that people actually just like our music and what we're doing. It's not about chart position or big money or none of that. It is getting people to actually like what we're doing as much as we like it.
18-year-old Liz liked their music so much she set up an unofficial website.
I set up my All Saints website I think it was back in Christmas of '97. I was just like a fan of them. I bought their album and their singles, and there wasn't anything. I mean, the internet's quite a big thing now with the World Wide Web. I mean, anyone can access it all over the world. And I thought for the people that haven't got the All Saints, who don't know anything about them, there's something for them to find out about. I've had over 4,000 people on the site so far. To access it, to find out about my site, there's an All Saints web ring, which is like a web ring where everyone who has an All Saints site joins it. So like you can see other people's sites, you post each other information and swap pictures, swap information. It's a bit like a fan club really, but on the internet.
Liz and Angie are from Gloucester. They've been fans since the album came out and can't wait to see the All Saints when they go on tour.
I think All Saints appeal to both male and female fans. Male fans because there's a high sort of fancy them factor. I mean, like, which one do you fancy? And they are really good looking and attractive, and the music's cool. And I think for female fans what's attractive is the girl gang factor. I mean, they're like any girl gang that you might see hanging out around West London.
No, 20, about 3 seconds.
All Saints a bit brought a certain attitude with like the tomboy image, wearing the owie pants and the glasses.
They are like a group of tomboys, and they've got a very down-to-earth sense of humour.
And Nick wears wide G-strings because her crack is so wide as well, right?
Incredibly down to earth. They swear a lot.
My ass.
They're not holding back. They're not. You don't get the feeling that they're self-consciously studying themselves.
That's right.
They egg each other on and they support each other and take the out of each other and just keep each other going, really. And there's a real liveliness there, in that you get the feeling that if one of them did try and step out of line and did try and sort of or did act very self-conscious, the others would soon prick the bubble and bring her down to earth. They're not saying they're perfect or that they have all the answers or that if you haven't got it, fake it. I mean, that would be the last thing that you feel All Saints would do, or that's the last kind of philosophy that they would follow. So I think there's room there to feel as a fan that you could actually be a friend with All Saints. You could hang out in their gang maybe. It's not this exclusive thing.
It's not, obviously got a lot of money, but they don't dress as though they have, and it's just very casual, and anyone can dress that way, anyone could afford to dress that way.
I like the way the All Saints dress because they're kind of nifty and they've got their own kind of style, and they don't have to do what everyone else does.
I like their clothes style, yeah, because they're not so elitist.
When you're as busy as the All Saints, you hardly ever have time to do your own shopping.
We tell the stylist what to get us,
Yeah,
so
it's
kind of us, really.
We don't have time to there's no time to go shopping. But we like Nick said, we go to not a friend, like she's a lovely girl. Yeah.
She's a friend,
I like
actually.
her. Yeah, she's a friend
Heather,
because
cool.
she comes out with us. Heather, yeah. We'll tell Heather. We say to her, oh Heather, I've seen these trousers that I like in this shop, and could you please get them for me?
But she'll get a section of that kind of make of clothes as well, and and that's
how we do it.
But that must be nice to have kind of an unlimited clothes account in a way, or is it unlimited?
Give them back.
Yeah, you give them back.
Yeah. This is mine.
This is mine.
This is it. It's all I got. It's all I got.
This is all I got. I've been wearing this all week.
All Saints style, I think. You have to have the baggy army khaki coloured trousers.
They come on in combat, they come on in vests, maybe show a bit of midriff, maybe wear some cool trainers. I mean, it's a really straight up, accessible kind of, street look, really. It's not too outrageous.
It's an image that's very assertive, and it's deliberately dressing down, but also in a way that's extremely sexy.
And you have to have your bra strap showing. I think the visual side of the All Saints is very strong and sultry and very sexy.
The whole thing about All Saints is they're very comfortable with being who they are and dressing down, and in a way that's almost androgynous.
But with the All Saints you have to have the glasses, whether it's yellow tint, red tint or green tint.
It's sort of dressed down, casual designer. I remember in Miami they were all rushing off to get DKNY and Tommy Hilfiger. I mean that's their choice. They wear a lot of Nike as well. So they're quite cool, they look cool.
They also wear trainers as well, just normal, regular Nikes, not platform trainers I have to add.
We're totally honest with each other, you know, it's quite real. We get on like family, actually.
They all have really different personalities, and I think that's what makes them so strong.
And we're All Saints!
Shaznay, for instance, she's very funny. She's got a very, quite a robust sense of humour, shall we say, quite salty. Oh, the other thing about Shaznay is I would say she doesn't suffer fools gladly.
No way!
She's quite cool and doesn't really indulge in small talk. She'll just talk when she feels it's necessary. Melanie is, she's quite a groovy chick. Her parents took her to Glastonbury when she was 6 years old, and they used to manufacture t-shirts for heavy metal bands, and so she's really got an ear for music and all different kinds of music, and she was brought up with it from, you know, knee high.
I don't know this song, why am I here?
She went to the Sylvia Young Stage School and hated it. She absolutely hated it, and I think it's because she is quite, in her approach, she is quite alternative. She doesn't want to go for the obvious commercial option. She wants to do music that will last. She wants to be seen as quite cool, and she herself is quite cool. She swears a lot. Asshole. She doesn't mind showing her scar that she's got all the way down her spine, which is quite a severe scar. That was a back operation she had when she was 13, but she didn't let that get in the way of her dancing and her singing.
I just thought about that.
You just wanted to do
And the two girls, the two sisters, Natalie and Nikki, they're very different again. I mean, they're half English, half American, but they're much more American. Natalie is fairly quiet. She's very considered.
On a serious note.
When it comes to answering questions and talking about herself. Nikki's much more sort of bubbly and open.
All Saints.
She loved everything from Kiss to the Beastie Boys, and both the sisters I felt were sort of like the all-round entertainers. That they're quite happy on stage rocking out, and they'd be quite happy with the band behind them just sort of rocking out. Whereas Melanie and Shaznay, I'd say, are more grounded in hip-hop really, and that cool sort of West London street culture. Mel and Shaznay definitely feel like the hardcore of the band, the real heart of the band. And the sisters, Nat and Nikki, they bring a lot to the band, but with them I feel it's more that they just really enjoy being entertainers and they enjoy being on stage. And it was more a coincidence and a happy accident that they were good friends with Melanie and that they came on board with All Saints.
Considering we're four girls all around the same age, we get on ridiculously well.
Yeah, it's
I mean, well, you know,
stupid.
we fight like sisters, but at the end of the day, I think other bands in this situation would not be able to get on like we do.
It's very weird. It's very weird. But I think we've also grown up and we've gone through a lot to not act like a kid and you know, if we have an argument, act like a baby. I think we've all pretty much grown up very quickly as well in this business. And so we handle things in personal ways, very mature, even though Mel sometimes acts
Nikki, Shasnay, Natalie.
We know what they're called, but what do they call each other?
Is this really what you call each other? Do you have nicknames?
Yeah, we do actually.
Smell?
And fart. Fart.
Fart, smell, fart.
Chestnut. Blackpink. We're going to try and make him blush.
You're not going to do it. I'm not going to blush.
Yeah, see,
I promise you. Okay, we'll see. We'll see who's going to blush, okay?
Alright then.
The Fab Four have done hundreds of interviews, but somehow they always manage to have fun while they're doing them.
Okay.
Nat can't choose, or Nat can't sing, but she mimes, okay?
Så nu är de All Saints.
That was really short. What did you say? You missed out a whole bunch of it.
I wasn't even talking about how you got together. We're talking about something completely different. Okay.
You're blushing. You've gone red.
No, I'm not.
Blushing.
I'm not blushing.
Queen, come on. Oh my god!
Then I could say now I strip for All Saints.
Yeah! You can stay.
Now I spelled my name? I spelled my name like that.
Oh,
Now
you're
sing
cool.
your name like that.
You can sing your name like that. You got the tutu there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I can pronounce my name in Japanese.
Is that your name in Japanese?
No.
Well, it sounded cool, so we just cut it there. The girls would meet with my head through the breast.
I got your head between my legs.
That's actually nice too.
They're not necessarily nice girls, they're not nicey-nicey, and I'm sure that they could be pretty tough when they need to be. But that's what I like about them as well, is that they don't feel the need to put a nice gloss on things or to smile all the time and be sweet all the time. They can be quite obstreperous and sulky and not very nice at times.
Okay, All Saints, then I have to ask, are you All Saints? Of course, you had heard that one before, I suppose.
We sin in a saintly way.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we're not bad, but we're not good. So we're in the middle.
I think I'm gonna go now before we get any further now. Thank you very much. Thank you for the interview.
Bye, thank
you for the picture and stuff, and just.
See you tonight.
Yeah. And I just dropped that question. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we got him. Yeah, we got him. We got him.
The girls are really enjoying their current success, but things weren't so much fun before Nat and Nick joined. Mel and Shasnay were singing with somebody else.
Hi, I'm Simone Rainford and I'm an R&B singer. You know, working with different people, you meet up with different producers. Ron Tomlinson, a studio called Metamorphosis, which was on All Saints Road. And the first time I ever met Shasnay and Melanie was through Ron. They came down to the studio one day, and that was the first time I ever met the two girls. It was back in '94. Once we'd demoed the single, we were signed up within a week. So it was really exciting. I mean, we couldn't believe it. I mean, Shasnay was always saying, do you think, Shasnay was always saying, do you think we'll get a deal, do you think Ron will get us a deal? And I used to say, yeah, he's fine, that'll be fine.
It was a great start, but things went quickly downhill.
as soon as I heard their voices downstairs talking to the A&R man, that was it. I just thought, you know, I just saw red, because I knew instantly that something was going on, and I could hear my voice, my name mentioned. So I ran downstairs, and Dad had enough then, and I said, you know, what's going on? You know, and then we just started, you know, arguing, and there's, you know, Simon Aldridge was in between us like this, you know, trying to get us away from each other. He's like, no, there was a fire extinguisher there. No, I was trying to get it away from the wall so I could let it off, but it wouldn't go off. It wouldn't. I couldn't. I was pulling it, but it still wouldn't move off the wall, and I was trying to pull the thing off so it would just squirt everywhere. But anyway, that argument went on, and it instigated other things after that. So that was one of the fights.
In the end, Simone decided to leave the band.
I tried my best to make it work, but in the end it got to the point where, you know, it was either my happiness or, you know, it was either being happy or being miserable. There were good times, there were some good times. I mean, you can't say everything is all bad. I think that there were some funny times. I mean, at that time we were all growing and learning, and you know, learning about the music business and things like that. So, and we were very young then. I mean, we was only 19, but you know, that was the choice that I made. I mean, some people may interpret things as though, oh, she must be bitter, or she must be, you know, envious or jealous of them now, and you know, she must be mad to leave the band. But I had my reasons, and I knew there was no way it would work. It's great, you know, the success they've had. I think Shaznay deserves the success, very much so. You know, she does work hard, and she really, you know, she strives to succeed.
When you're in demand as much as the All Saints, what do you do on a rare day off?
God,
Sleep.
It's been so long, isn't it?
Sleep, see friends, see family, catch up on lots of sleep and lots of gossip.
Lots of Jerry.
Oh yeah, Jerry Springer. The talk show. The talk show. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
There's a double bill on Saturday and Sunday.
You don't go night clubbing?
No, I'm not. I don't like clubbing. I like going out for dinner and stuff. I think we've been dinnering it when we've got off or stuff, but not clubs.
You're not a club type of girl.
Used to be.
Not
disco.
Actually, too tired. Too tired now, and it's like you'll go in a club and it'll be half an hour, and then you'll be like.
Yeah, but the clubs don't start until past 1 anyway. So already, you know, you've lost half of the night. So it's best to go out early for dinner and make the most of it then.
They're definitely very serious shopaholics. I mean, they loved Miami and just couldn't wait to get the photos and the interviews done so that they could go shopping and go along Ocean Drive and look at all the houses. Like, you know, there's Madonna's house and there's Don Johnson's house, and they were raiding all the shops for DKNY, Tommy Hilfiger, Nike, whatever, any American casual designer names, and they came back to the hotel just, you know, with bags stuffed full of clothes.
All the band are big junk food fans and into burgers, chips and pizzas.
They love their McDonald's as well. We were driving down to the Ocean Drive to do some photos, and it was quite a strict schedule, and they forced everyone to stop so that they could go into McDonald's and have tons of burgers and milkshakes and the whole bunch before going off again.
They gorged themselves on Ribena and chocolate and Coca-Cola, which I wasn't expecting. I thought they'd be like, you know, like ferocious dieters and like herbal tea and sushi and macro muck.
They're definitely not anorexic, starving themselves for the fans.
But no, the more fattening, sweet, sugary, the more of it, you know, got shoved in.
It's getting cold.
What's so nice about All Saints is, you know, they're quite podgy, but they don't care. They really don't give a which is nice.
So they had like really kind of healthy, fleshy, kind of, you know, anorexic, hassled appetites. That was nice.
The girls have been together for a long while now and don't have the manufactured look of some girl groups or boy bands.
All Saints have been going for some years, and they had their years when they were struggling and on the dole and still keeping the band going, and so in that sense there's something very real about them. They do feel like a real band.
I don't see us as like another girl band. I just see it, we've been going, the All Saints has been going for like 5 years, so I just see us as like, 4 girls trying bloody hard to get a deal and get recognition, and finally we are. And I just see it as 4 talented singer-songwriters getting recognition, and that's the only way I can look at it. I don't look at it as like, another girl band.
The All Saints are just doing it for themselves. They're doing their singing, they're doing it for themselves. Because we've related to them because we're trying to find our career. They're just teaching us to go out and get what we want, follow your dreams and do what you're good at.
Shaz appreciates how much her mum helped her to fulfil her dreams.
She put up with a hell of a lot from us, especially where, when we was doing, trying to get deals and stuff and going to studios and leaving college and not working. So they supported us, they kept us up at home and gave us money, and we had no money to give. So that's why it's very important for not crushing our dreams, because they could have easily have turned around and said, no, you can't live under this roof anymore because you're not giving me any money, you're going to have to go out and look for a job. They knew that this was important to us, so they put up with it, not knowing just as much as us whether it was going to work out or not.
Like Shaznay, Melanie had a tough time too.
I mean, she wasn't false. I mean, she really came through. I mean, she told me a lot of interesting stuff about how long she was on the dole for, how much hassle she got while she was on the dole, like going to the benefit office saying I'm a singer and then going, yeah right, you're a singer, why don't you do some typing, her going to them, that, I don't want to type, I want to sing. That was very real. So I mean, she ain't some spoilt rich kid. And she also told me about how her father had been on the dole for years. So we spent ages chatting about the benefit system. So I mean, that was quite surprising. You sit down with a top pop celebrity and you talk about the DHS for half an hour. I mean, that's kind of unexpected.
And the All Saints are really upfront because they haven't hid anything, have they, with the press? Like Natalie's got a baby, Melanie's having a baby.
They're honest about their lifestyles and their lifestyle choices. I mean, Nat was very honest to me about being a single mother and how hard it is having a 5-year-old daughter and looking after her and keeping her career going at the same time.
I mean, one thing I guess that you could say is cool about All Saints is the fact that, within the band we have like a single working mother. And this isn't like a single working mother that's being portrayed like many single mothers, working or otherwise, as some kind of like burden on the state or freakish anomaly in a kind of world where everyone should be in a nuclear family. This girl is cool, man. She's having it. She's in a band. She's rocking it. She's travelling around, and yet she still manages to have a kid.
But I think what we try to do is just keep it real as possible, and the record companies backed us up in it as well. It's like, we're not gonna really fake anything.
Is there something you wouldn't do if the record company tells you, okay, you have to lie about your age or something like that? Would you do that?
Wouldn't do that.
The thing is, we don't have that pressure because we haven't been like that from the start. Even when we were just on our own, we haven't had to lie about anything. We didn't have that in us to do. It's no point
I think
anyway.
There's nothing wrong with our ages anyway.
It's
so I think that's
pointless.
why we've been lucky enough to not have to do something like that anyway, because we're not old. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes we feel bloody old. We feel old, especially when you see all these artists coming out and they're all like 16, 17, you're like, whoa!
Actually, no, they're more like embryos.
8 years old, and so it's
But it doesn't matter. It's not the age, really, is it? It's the music.
It's the music. It's all about music.
So, it doesn't matter. Anyway, when I'm 40, maybe we'll talk.
Maybe
we'll talk about age.
I mean, the whole thing is that they're not saying that you have to be perfect to be famous, to go on stage, to pursue a career.
So people that think girls shouldn't be under pressure to kind of like stomp around like tarts might think All Saints present like a more healthy image.
Although some people see them as style leaders, they don't want to be role models.
If they enjoy our music, that's cool. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's not about us being role models or preaching to
But that's what you become.
I can't preach to anybody's child, you know, I can't. And that's not what I'm about.
She preaches to me,
I'm about, I preach to Nick. No, I'm about giving good music to people and making everybody enjoy themselves and have a good time. But who am I to preach to somebody else's child that, you know...
Everyone will make
I
their
can
own
give good-
mistakes, and
yeah.
they should learn from their own mistakes.
Like we did.
Like
If somebody came and asked for my advice on a situation, I'd give the advice to the best of my ability, but I wouldn't go around preaching to people.
I'd love to see, like, in a year or 2 years from now, what kind of audience we attract. I wouldn't want to just like attract the typical, you know, just the pop listening crowd, or just the R&B listening crowd, or just black people, or just white people. You know, I want to be able to like attract a vast variety of people, and that'd be cool. People who might listen to rock and never would have dreamed of listening to this kind of music, and then suddenly they like us, and that'd be cool.
The All Saints are going to stay here for a long time.
I think the way All Saints' career has been structured, I think there's room for them to grow, and there's room for them to mature gracefully and to become a fully fledged band with full-on instrumentation and drummers and guitarists, and in a way that would look right.
We've left it pretty hard for somebody to actually follow our footsteps, I think. It's quite hard.
Confident.
I think it's quite hard. I think it's quite...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let's get back to the band.
I like to be compared to the All Saints, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I like I'd look up to them. And I like
Is
their
it
music.
All Saints or All Saints?
All Saints.
All Saints.
I like their music, and I like their whole thing, their whole vibe, and what they're about.
So stupid. What'd you do that for?